A nurse sworn to save lives sneaks poison into her husband's morning coffee, watches him writhe in agony, then sets their home ablaze to bury her crime, all for a forbidden love with a murderer behind bars. This is the heart-stopping tale of Amy Murray, whose chilling betrayal in a small Missouri town unleashed a firestorm of deceit, death, and shattered dreams that gripped the nation. Subscribe now to unravel the darkest true crime secrets. In the sleepy hamlet of Iberia, Missouri, where only 700 souls call home, the 11th of December 2018 dawned like any other day until it became a living nightmare. Joshua Murray, a beloved father and construction supervisor, lay dead in his scorched bedroom, his body swallowed by flames. The town grieved, believing it a tragic accident. But beneath the ashes lurked a diabolical truth that would unravel a saga of cold-blooded murder. The autopsy hit like a thunderbolt. Joshua wasn't killed by fire or smoke. His veins coursed with antifreeze. A silent, odorless poison slipped into his meals. The Blaze A meticulously staged inferno to incinerate the evidence of a ruthless assassination. Who, in this tight-knit town, could harbor such darkness to commit a crime so vile? The state fire marshal's office unearthed the first chilling clue: gasoline traces snaking through the wreckage, screaming arson. Suspicion zeroed in on Amy Murray, Joshua's wife, a prison nurse, whose tearful widow act was Oscar-worthy. But her facade of grief masked a sinister secret, a torrid affair that would set her deadly plan ablaze. At Jefferson City Correctional Center, Amy tended to inmates including Eugene Claypool, a convicted murderer serving 25 years. Their bond wasn't just professional, it was a dangerous obsession. Eavesdrop prison calls unveiled a horrifying scheme. In a hushed, venomous tone, Amy vowed to Claypool, "Once Joshua's gone, we'll build our life together." Was this love twisted into madness or a calculated plunge into evil? Detectives tore through Amy's carefully crafted lies. In the garage, a neon green bottle of antifreeze gleamed its contents, a perfect match for the poison in Joshua's blood. Fire experts traced burn patterns, revealing gasoline poured in a deliberate path to his bedroom. Phone records exposed Amy's relentless calls to Claypool, each one dripping with hatred for her husband and fantasies of a future free of him. The investigation's net tightened with a chilling find: a gas can receipt tucked in Amy's car dated days before the fire. Her icy composure at Joshua's funeral set off alarms. She didn't cry, her gaze as cold as death. Every clue screamed premeditation, a murder fueled by a reckless passion for a killer locked in a cell. The question wasn't if Amy killed, but how she thought she'd get away with it. February 2019, 3 months after Joshua's murder, the police pounced. Amy was cuffed and charged with second-degree murder, arson, and evidence tampering. She posted a jaw-dropping $750 000 bail and waged a 6-year battle to dodge justice, weaving denials as intricate as her crime. But her own voice on those prison calls was her undoing, painting a portrait of a woman consumed by a lethal obsession. In 2025, Amy played her final card, an offered plea, a sly maneuver to accept guilt without admitting it, landing her 12 years for murder, arson, and tampering. The sentence ignited outrage. Arson and tampering run consecutively, but murder runs concurrently, a loophole that mocked Joshua's life. His family wept, demanding to know, was this justice or a cruel insult to a man's memory? Joshua, a rock of Iberia's community and a supervisor at Perini Construction, lived for his son Braden. Just 30 minutes before the blaze, he'd whisked Braden and their 2 dogs to grab food, narrowly escaping Amy's death trap. His love shielded his son, but nothing could save him from his wife's treachery. Iberia reeled, unable to fathom how their trusted nurse became a monster. What pushed Amy into this abyss? Experts point to a toxic brew of obsession and control. Claypool, a silver-tongued killer, spun promises of a twisted happily ever after, preying on Amy's discontent. Her calls revealed a woman who saw Joshua not as a husband but as a shackle. Was she seduced by love or driven by a hunger to destroy her old life for a fantasy? The case cracked wide open with a detective's stroke of genius. That gas can receipt was a dagger to Amy's defense, tying her to the arson. Her venomous calls to Claypool, laced with plans to remove Joshua, showed chilling intent. Her post-murder calm, smirking at the funeral, unshaken by grief, sealed her guilt. Forensic teams worked relentlessly, weaving antifreeze, traces, burn patterns, and her own words into an unbreakable case. Iberia's heart broke. Neighbors who once swapped pleasantries with Amy now shuddered at her name. Joshua's death left Braden fatherless, his childhood stolen by betrayal. The town wrestled with disbelief. How could a nurse trained to heal wield poison and fire so cruelly? The sting of her deception burned deeper than the flames that claimed Joshua's life. Amy's 12-year sentence feels like a whisper of justice to many. Joshua's family rages. Why was her murder sentence softened? Claypool rots in his cell, his promises to Amy reduced to ashes. But the wounds she inflicted endure Braden's loss. A community's trust shattered, a life extinguished for a dream that crumbled. Will Amy ever confront the true cost of her sins? This case haunts with questions that chill the soul. Was Amy a diabolical mastermind, orchestrating every detail with icy precision, or a lovesick puppet swayed by a murderer's charm? Her offered plea sidesteps true accountability, leaving justice half-served. What drives someone to poison their spouse, burn their home, and chase a future built on blood? Was Amy a ruthless killer or a fool ensnared by love? Subscribe and share your theories below. Join us for more true crime tales that will keep you up at night.